Ano na mga kaliskis, welcome back. Ito na naman tayo at tayo mag-explore, enjoy nature and wildlife of the real Florida beauty. Are you guys ready? Let's go and explore the Wakulla rivers and the Wakulla springs.
Hello everyone! Welcome back! Andito tayo ngayon sa Wakulla Springs at ngayon kasama ko ang aking auntie, si Nanay Zeni at saka ang aking pinsan na si Ami. Oh, kaway-kaway, the charot. Ayan. Ito yung pinakamalapit na springs dito sa Tallahassee. Tinutour ko lang ang aming mga visitors from New York City. Oh, diba charot? Sabi ng auntie ko, dalahin mo ako kung wala, yung wala doon sa New York. Kaya ito na. Ito na. Nai-enjoy nga nila yung yung mga malalaking kahoy dito sa amin. O, tingnan mo yung mga Spanish moss.
At syempre, hindi nakakalimutan picture bago pumasok.
Oo, tingnan muna natin kung anong oras yung nila kasi may mga times, may mga oras by schedule. Oo. Pero kung gusto niyo umihi, meron na dito. Ito yung nila, parang gift shop nila na maliit. Tapos may restroom dyan. Restroom muna. Sarado yata ang gift shop nila ngayon. Excuse me.
Oo nga, baka parehas sa Manjili Spring.
Oo, halos pareho lang siya. Baka nga siguro pununtahan nyo dito.
Nung kasal mo rin.
Dito naman mga kaliskis ang kanilang swimming area. May mga platforms dyan.
Yan yung lodge nila. So may restaurants dyan. At dyan tayo pupunta para mag-reserve o bibili ng ticket para sa boat tour. Pwede din online. So pwede din kayo mag-reserve ng boat tours online. Pero sa akin dito ngayon, diretso na lang ako dyan. Ayan, may set up sila dito for pag may mga event. Ready kayo dito. Tapos doon sa loob, mayroon silang store at saka nandyan yung restaurants. Maraming tao guys, kaya hindi na ako mag-video doon. Yeah.
At dahil more than 1 hour pa ang next boat tour, mag-i-enjoy muna tayo dito sa spring area, sa kanilang swimming area. Kaya ayun, let's go guys and let's plunge! Merong dalawang platform dito at meron ding isang diving platform doon. Doon sa may diving platform na yun ay nandoon talaga yung spring head. Ang sarap ng tubig dito guys. Grabe, sobra. 70 degrees year-round. Kaya kahit na sobrang lamig ang panahon o sobrang init, 70% or 70 degrees pa rin ang tubig. Kaya it's perfect place for swimming during summer.
Oh guys, ang lamig ng tubig. Parang nasa refrigerator. Oh, parang ayoko na yatang kumanta. Ang lamig. 1, 2, 3, OMG. Lamig! Oh my gosh! It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. Okay guys, so sobrang lamig talaga guys ang tubig kasi 70 degrees Fahrenheit siya all year round. So ngayon medyo nahihirapan akong magbasa talaga, pero ito na. Ready? 1, 2, go! Okay, nabasa na ako. Wow! It's so cold! It's so cold! It's so cold! Ang lamig! Ah. Ang sarap ng tubig. Welcome to Wakulla Springs. Please get in. You're gonna go to a boat ride, ma'am?
Yes. Okay.
Hi there, folks. What can I do for you?
We're gonna get tickets for 4.
You're here for a boat ride?
Yes, sir.
Under what name?
Lisa Kane.
At ayun na nga mga kaliskis, pagkatapos kong nag-enjoy dun sa spring, ay magbo-boat tour na kami. Kaya ayun, samahan nyo kami at mag-enjoy tayo.
Hindi yan isda.
Meron isda. Meron talaga yun, oh. Yun, oh. Isda, oh. Ang laki. Oh, dahan-dahan lang. Ayun, very good.
Welcome y'all. Welcome aboard. What else we got? There's a throw ring back here. If you do wind up in the drink, I'll toss that to distract the alligators. We've got a first aid kit, fire extinguisher, and an anchor on board. Those are all good for throwing at alligators too. What I'm saying is all bases are covered. You guys just relax. I'll do the driving. Who here's taken this tour before? Show of hands. Oh, a bunch of you. I won't be able to make up as much stuff as I know. I've got people all over North America talking about the skunk ape and the cottonmouth rattle gator. I'm very proud of my work.
You'll see him.
We got our first shell station. Trip out on the river in like a week, so I'm really happy to be back at it. Quick question. Okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is welcome you guys to. We're out there on the right, that stunning red right there. Those things bloom briefly and rarely.
In the tree.
So I always like to point them out. We got a little baby gator coming up on the right, hanging out with a whole mess of turtles. Look at that smile.
Oh, now you can see that.
I say baby, he's like a toddler.
And that's
Up and then he just popped up out of the water. That soft wet bird.
See that bird put wings out to dry them.
Yep, small gator. We call that the Michael tree, because that fell down during Hurricane Michael. There's another one hanging out in the vegetation right there. Unless the river is completely blocked. And the air conditioning came on, that hasn't been working for a long time. They must have got that fixed while I was off.
It was so cool.
So this is where the tour really starts as far as I'm concerned. Look at that view coming into focus. Behind us we're losing sight of the lodge, the beach, the dive tower. This is going to be a good gator day. My gator senses are tingling.
Yeah, we don't usually see gators till later on.
No, I do. I have gator senses. Good eye, y'all. Apparently I don't have gator senses. I didn't spot that one at all. These are bald cypress trees surrounding us. They're part of the redwood family. Oh, a little blue heron up ahead. Oh, and a gator up ahead.
Where's the gator in front of us?
Yeah, we got a gator right in front of us. Just taking his time, moving leisurely.
Oh.
But don't worry about that. Check out this gator party on the right.
Oh my gosh. Look at this gator right here. He's going to go right over a gator. Oh, here. Right here. See?
Making those swamp chickens mighty nervous. That's just alligators. They don't move any more than they can help it. But no, this ain't Disneyland, man. This is the real stuff. Although, you know, Walt Disney did try and buy this from Ed Ball. This could have been Disneyland. Yep. They apparently got along really just famously, but they couldn't arrive at a bargain. And thank God. Can you imagine if this was the House of the Mouse? So I don't even know what to tell you all about alligators. I've got so many alligator facts on tap. How about this? You guys have probably heard that they're voracious cannibals, right? That they're prone to eating each other all the time, eating their kids, all that stuff. And yes, that's just alligators. They don't move any more than they can help it. But no, this ain't Disneyland, man. This is the real stuff. Although, you know, Walt Disney did try and buy this from Ed Ball. This could have been Disneyland. Yep. They apparently got along really just famously, but they couldn't arrive at a bargain. And thank God. Can you imagine if this was the House of the Mouse? So I don't even know what to tell you all about alligators. I've got so many alligator facts on tap. How about this? You guys have probably heard that they're voracious cannibals.
Another big one. Oh, alligator.
Those spikes along that gator's back, those are called scutes. They're osteoderms, bone and cartilage full of little blood vessels. They work like solar cells to capture heat and distribute it throughout the body. They also double as armor.
Sa tabi-tabi lang, nagpapalamig. Ayun, nagpapalamig.
Got an anhinga on the left. Oh, look at her, she's so pretty. The reason she has her wings spread like that, they're very
Andun, ang dami nila.
and swimmers. They live on fish. Oh, yeah, she's right there. If they want to be able to fly after a fishing trip, they got to dry off in the sun. Anhinga itself means snake bird of the Tupi Indian. Double-crested cormorants out there on the left in their natural resting state, which is looking confused. They always look like they just woke up and aren't entirely certain where they are.
Makikita din yan, mama. Ayun, tingnan mo yung nasa ano. Ayun, no,
Got another anhinga over here on the right. Female anhinga.
The tree.
You can tell the females because they all have that blonde head and neck, while the boys are dark all over. If she looks like a pint of Guinness, it's the female.
Ayan. Ewan ko. Hindi ko naintindihan yung sinabi niyang English.
We got any gators on the right, maybe. Yeah. That's the thing. Once you wind up a little key in their back and let them go, they can wind up anywhere. Oh, there's one. Okay.
Linaw ng tubig. Oh, diba? Ganda ng panahon ngayon. Tapos kasi hindi masyadong mainit. Perfect day. Perfect timing.
Got some pie-bill grebes over there on the left-hand side. Hey, old-timers call them dive dappers on account of how fast they are. Y'all saw that fish? One of these days, one of them's going to wind up on the boat. I know it. It's happened, just not to me. And every day that it doesn't, the day that it does gets a little closer. Gator on the right, keeping a low profile amongst all those cardinal flowers.
Oh, I see it. Just barely saw it.
Another beautiful anhinga over here on the right. Oh, we got manatees out there on the left.
That's what.
You guys on the right, feel free to stand up. Please don't all rush to the left.
In the water, down in the water.
Your positions and I'll back us up a little bit. I love this cormorant that's just hunting right around him. He's fascinated.
It's right on it. Allah!
They don't see what we're about. They don't like the sound of this thing backing up. Oh, wow. It irritates them. Right over here.
There's a manatee. I don't like it. Grace.
It's
coming up, it's coming up.
So my favorite thing to tell people about manatees when we're lucky enough to see them, I remember learning as a kid that early the ship's journal, for instance, he talks about encountering what was certainly manatees, and he's very frank about his disappointment that they were, quote, not as attractive as stories painted them to be.
Did you see that, Mira?
He goes on to say many of them have distinctly masculine.
Nag-i-enjoy sila, oh.
what this place sounds like when it doesn't think we're around. If you guys will humor me for just a little bit.
I see one up there.
Thank you guys for humoring me.
Nice.
Everything you just heard was true, by the way. Inside of the park, but no one has been permitted to go past this point for over 60 years except for park biologists. Twice a year, Patty goes out in a canoe to conduct a wildlife survey, but aside from her and her predecessors, those animals out there, why I'm proud to work here. There's 7,000 acres of this park, and most of it is not only off limits to the public, it's off limits to park rangers as well, unless we have a real good reason for going out, and I'm fine with that. Less than 5% of this country is wilderness, and only a fraction of that is wildlife sanctuary, so every little bit that remains like that up ahead is priceless. We keep offering these tours to give you guys a chance to experience Florida in its undeveloped state, so that you'll help us preserve it. Oh yeah, a whole mess of gators over there on the left. Mullet jumping up ahead. Bunch of mullet jumping up ahead. Oh boy, here they come. You got a question? Pretty much just the wildlife survey, and occasionally to combat invasive species if we identify any out past this point. Wait, what's that?
If a whole army of alligators was chasing you.
If a whole army of alligators were to take over that part of the river, I would join their army.
There's a huge one.
I would go past that point
There's two
to
of them.
get recruited. Think we might be passing a manatee somewhere in this general area. Nope, they're behind us. They're behind us. They're sneaky. Oh, yep. They like to hang out in little nooks and crannies like this. Oh, it gets them out of the, they're heading out into the sanctuary.
Oh, did you see that mullet jump?
Off birds of the Wakulla River. Those striking red eyes from staying up all night, drinking espresso, smoking cloves. You usually don't see them on sunny days. Sunny days they're usually hanging out in their bedrooms, listening to Bauhaus, writing poetry.
Look at all the turtles.
There are lots of water snakes. I will come back to that question. First, I want to point out this alligator on the left. Oh my God!
Oh, right at the shore there. They're little lizards. Look like little snakes.
Okay, great.
We managed to keep 13 of that bunch alive, where only maybe 4 or 5 should have survived. Nah, she's been hanging out for years. She's a we might be at it a little bit longer than that. If y'all have like a dental appointment or anything, say so. You have a question?
Yeah, how long is the incubation period for?
About 2 months. Yeah, rounding that corner, I was kind of wondering if they had hatched, because I've been seeing her in that exact same spot for about 7-8 weeks. What a good day this is.
It's a good day.
Because they had to have just hatched in the last couple of days. Yeah, that is not something you get. This is kind of the maternity ward. Also, keep your eyes peeled for snakes if you're into snakes. Keep your eyes peeled for snakes if you're not into snakes. Either way, this is likely where you'll see them. Keep your eyes peeled at the cypress roots. That's a good place to spot them, and low branches. So we also call this the movie channel because a number of films have been shot back here down the years. Started with a series of Tarzan films in the 30s and 40s starring Johnny Weissmuller. Johnny actually invented that Tarzan yell. It was not a feature of the novels. It was an invention of the actor, and it proved so popular that even though no other actor that ever played Tarzan could do the Tarzan yell, they had to keep featuring it. No other actor could pull it off, so every time you've ever heard it, if you're not looking at Johnny Weissmuller, it's a recording of Johnny Weissmuller. Or you're watching the Carol Burnett show, which does beg the question, if no other Tarzan could do the Tarzan yell, but Carol Burnett always could, why did she never get to play Tarzan? Filming carried on out here into the 1970s, so movies like Airport 77, Joe Panther, and other movies you never heard of as well. Movies like Night Moves, starring Gene Hackman, Alligator on the left. But the most iconic film shot out here is The Creature from the Black Lagoon, which was made here in 1953. It was released in '54. It was groundbreaking in its underwater cinematography and 3D technology employed to make it. It was a film poetic enough that Ingmar Bergman would watch it every year on his birthday. Frightening enough in its time that my godfather Alice Cooper said it was the only movie that ever scared him out of the theater. And it was such an inspiration to Steven Spielberg that not only did he borrow shots from it when he was making Jaws, he actually required all of his interns to watch The Creature from the Black Lagoon if they wanted to work on his picture. It succeeds because of the name living in this area, and yet down the generations,
She told me you
that
didn't
spring
need it
still
anymore.
carries her name. Which
But
just goes
I
to
got
show,
my name.
history might forget about you, but your friends and neighbors might not. So be a good friend and a good neighbor. Let history gallons of water on average every minute. It's enough to fill a swimming pool every 6 seconds. Enough to fill the entirety of the Grand Canyon in just over 87 years. About 120 feet. Well, in the center, right here, not quite that deep, but probably a good 60, 70 feet. It's a funnel shape, and it's leading to a point about 185 feet underneath the dive tower. The cavern is just underneath it, and it's as tall and wide as a 4-lane highway. Those are double-crested cormorants. They're like the Kmart anhinga. Now, I love them. Actually, I found out recently Ed Ball hated them. He would encourage his guests to shoot them. Yep. That's how you know we really took our time. The splashed.
I'm fine.
You know, that's a pretty good, that's a lot of hands, a lot more than usual. It's still not 51% though. Sorry guys, they outnumber us again. Y'all must not work in the heat. We'll stay just outside of the splash zone, man. I tell you, I got respect for anybody that'll jump off of something that high into water that cold. Come on, y'all, you're adoring public waves.
Jump! 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 Jump!
So here we have the strangest and most dangerous animal on this shore. Human beings. Creatures so violent, so unpredictable that even alligators avoid them if they can help it. They ask me all the time, is there a net underneath that rope? Is that there to keep the gators out? I said, no, that's there to keep you in. I admire that. I won't. So behind the human being, you got the lodge at Wakulla Springs, up there on the hill, built in 1937 by a fella named Ed Ball. This is what keeps the alligators out. It baffles me that people ever even ask that question. What keeps the alligators out? This. Showing the creature from the Black Lagoon on an endless loop the way every television everywhere should. One other thing has changed about the lodge since the 30s. You can buy alcohol if you're so inclined. That was strictly forbidden in Ed Ball's day. He always said, I wasn't trying to turn Wakulla Springs into a honky-tonk. Whiskey that he had installed during Prohibition and kept stocked floor to ceiling. Ed has a problematic legacy, to say the least, but I will give him this. His favorite toast was confusion to the enemy. And that is now my favorite toast as well, and that's how we're going to conclude the tour. I want to remind you guys, keep your seats, keep your eyes, nose, fingers, toes, your elbows, everything inside the boat. And I do want to say one more time before we crash and y'all turn on me, this really is the best part of the best possible job, and I only get to do it because you guys took the time out of your day to come visit the park and support the spring. So thank y'all for being here in the first place. Thanks for letting me show you the river. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you gonna come back?
One day.
One more someday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where you go.